In this video, we'll share with you the story of the pharaohs of Egypt. The first part of this series will be about the early dynasties in ancient Egypt, which were known for their powerful rulers and great architectural achievements. As always, stay until the end to learn some facts about the pharaohs that you didn't know before. Let's start. The history of the Egyptian monarchy, known as the pharaohs, can be traced back to around 3100 BC, with the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt by King Menes, or some believe it was Nama. However, there are various accounts of the beginning of the Egyptian civilization, but most historians agree that the ancient kingdom lasted from 3100 BC to 1069 BC and comprised of the Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, and the New Kingdom, with each having their own influential pharaohs. The Old Kingdom was marked by the construction of huge pyramids and temples, including the famous Giza Pyramid Complex, built during the reign of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. However, the exact dating of these rulers is debated among scholars. For example, some Egyptologists believe that Khufu ruled from 2580 BC to 2560 BC, while others argue that his reign lasted longer from 2600 BC to 2575 BC. This uncertainty extends to the other two rulers of the Fourth Dynasty, with varying dates proposed for their respective reigns. It was during the Fourth Dynasty when Egypt reached its territorial peak, expanding from the Mediterranean Sea in the north to the first cataract of the Nile in the south. This vast realm encompassed Nubia, modern-day Sudan, and extended westward to the Libyan desert. The wealth of the pharaoh and the kingdom reached unprecedented levels during this period. But towards the end of the Fourth Dynasty, the power of the pharaohs began to decline, and regional governors gained more prominence, leading to the fall of the Old Kingdom around 2181 BC. The fifth to the seventh dynasties were known as the First Intermediate Period, which saw political instability and decentralization. However, the rise of Mentuhotep II ushered in the Middle Kingdom, which lasted from 2055 BC to 1650 BC. He successfully reunited Egypt and established his new capital at Thebes. During this era, Egypt experienced another cultural and economic revival, with rulers like Amenemhat III, known for their public works projects. But internal conflicts and external pressures eventually led to the Second Intermediate Period, with the rise of the Hyksos in the Delta region. The rulers of the 12th dynasty are considered to be the last native Egyptian pharaohs of the Middle Kingdom. The Middle Kingdom came to an end with the invasion of the Hyksos, a people of mixed Egyptian and Asian descent, who controlled the northern part of Egypt from 1648 BC to 1550 BC. Despite their foreign origins, the Hyksos rulers integrated into Egyptian society and adopted many local customs. However, they faced opposition from the south, with local governors resisting their rule. Eventually, Ahmose I, the first king of the 18th dynasty, successfully expelled the Hyksos and reunited Egypt, marking the beginning of the new kingdom in 1550 BC. The expulsion of the Hyksos also initiated a new era in Egyptian military history, as Egyptian armies became more powerful and engaged in campaigns beyond their borders. Under the reign of Thutmose III, Egypt reached its territorial zenith, controlling Nubia in the south and extending to the Euphrates River in the northeast. His successor, Amenhotep III, continued this trend, ruling over a prosperous empire. The empire's wealth and stability allowed for cultural advancements and artistic creativity during this period. However, the reign of Akhenaten marked a significant shift in Egyptian history. He introduced monotheism, worshipping one god named Aten, and moved the empire's capital to Amarna. While his religious reforms were controversial, his successors, Smenkhare and Tutankhamun, restored traditional polytheism and the empire's stability. The Amarna period came to an end with the death of Tutankhamun, and the empire's power and prosperity continued under the reigns of Ramesses II and his successor Merneptah. During the 19th and 20th dynasties, Egypt experienced a resurgence of building activity, including the construction of temples like Karnak and Luxor. But internal conflicts, natural disasters, and the rise of foreign powers led to the Third Intermediate Period, which saw the decline of central authority and the emergence of several independent states. During the late 21st dynasty, Egypt was ruled by a series of weak pharaohs, including Smendes, who held the title of High Priest of Ptah in Memphis. Towards the end of the 21st dynasty, the kingdom split into three parts, with the north centered in Tanis, the south based in Thebes, and the Libyans controlling the western oases. This period witnessed the establishment of new dynasties in both the north and the south, marking the start of the late period. The late period was characterized by the increasing influence of foreign powers, such as the Assyrians, Persians, and Greeks. Egypt became a province of the Assyrian Empire in 671 BC and later was conquered by the Persians in 525 BC under Cambyses II. During the Persian rule, Egypt enjoyed relative autonomy and was known as the satrapy of Egypt. However, the Achaemenid Empire collapsed in 330 BC following Alexander the Great's invasion, leading to Egypt's incorporation into his empire. After Alexander's death, Egypt came under the rule of his general Ptolemy I, who established the Ptolemaic kingdom in 305 BC. The Ptolemies were of Macedonian Greek descent, but they maintained Egyptian traditions and built important cities like Alexandria. They also played a significant role in preserving ancient Egyptian texts and knowledge. The last active pharaoh was Cleopatra VII, who died in 30 BC after the Battle of Actium, marking the end of the Egyptian monarchy. The pharaohs of Egypt left behind a rich legacy, shaping their civilization through their architectural achievements, religious reforms, and military campaigns. The Old Kingdom is renowned for its monumental pyramids, showcasing the pharaoh's power and the kingdom's wealth. The Middle Kingdom witnessed a cultural revival and territorial expansion, while the New Kingdom saw the rise of a powerful military and the empire's territorial peak. The late period was marked by foreign influences, including Persian and Greek rule, culminating in the Ptolemaic kingdom. Each pharaoh contributed to the tapestry of ancient Egyptian history, leaving behind a lasting impact on this cradle of civilization. Now, let's take a look at some interesting facts about the pharaohs that you probably didn't know. Hatshepsut, one of the few female pharaohs, ruled Egypt in the 15th century BC. She was the first female pharaoh to attempt to legitimize her claim to the throne by tracing her ancestry back to King Minos. Her efforts led to the creation of the first genealogical record of any Egyptian ruler, listing her ancestors in order of generation. Ramesses II, who reigned from 1279 BC to 1213 BC, is believed to have been the most prolific builder of all Egyptian pharaohs. He constructed numerous temples and monuments across Egypt, including the Ramesseum, a mortuary temple near Thebes, and the Temple of Abu Simbel, famous for its massive rock-cut shrines. Akhenaten, who ruled from 1353 BC to 1336 BC, was the first Egyptian pharaoh to abandon the traditional polytheistic religion and promote the worship of a single deity. His religious revolution centered around the sun disk Aten, and he relocated his empire's capital to Amarna. Tutankhamun, who ascended to the throne at the age of 9 or 10 and reigned from 1334 BC to 1323 BC, is one of the most famous Egyptian pharaohs due to the discovery of his tomb by Howard Carter in 1922. His tomb, the only one found intact, provided valuable insights into the burial practices and treasures of the Egyptian pharaohs. Cleopatra VII, the last active pharaoh of Egypt, was known for her intelligence, political skills, and relationships with Roman leaders Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. She played a significant role in the politics of the late Ptolemaic kingdom, and her story has been romanticized in literature and film. Did you like the story of the Egyptian pharaohs? Do you want to hear the story of Alexander the Great? Write your opinion in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
لا تنسوا الاعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد. لا تنسوا الاعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد. لا تنسوا الاعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد.